Hi, I'm Gene. This is part 3 of building my shop. Now I'm building a 14 by 18 foot shop, and I've been so excited about building this, and this is the third part in this series. On this one, I'm going to be setting the windows, doing some of the trim, and putting the big 6-foot double doors on. So let's get started. I picked up some of this lap siding, which I'll be using for the sides, and trimmed it all down, and then the lap siding will be installed up here. Now I'm going to take some of this lap siding and I'm going to split it in half, and this is going to become some of the trim around the sides of the shop. Then I'll go ahead and put a coat of the trim color on these so they're pre-painted and ready to go. I'm going to start cutting some of the trim for the front of this and using a little foam brush just to touch up the paint on the edging of these. And this side is cut 1/4 of an inch shorter than this, or 3/8 of an inch shorter than this, and that way they'll look even on the sides when I install it. This on underneath like that. Bring that one up fairly tight to make it a spit. That corner, and then I can just put a quick coat of paint on over that again, have 2 coats and a nice seal. Now I'll go over and do the other end as well. That looks good. So the next part, I want to set this window into my frame opening, so I'm going to have to do some flashing tape around that, and I'm going to be using a used window that I picked up at a place called Habitat for Humanity. It's a great way of repurposing building supplies that have been gently used, recovered, or actually left over from jobs, and that money goes back into helping your community. So it's a great way to look at things, and you can save some money in the meantime. So now I'm going to have that same 4-inch flashing coming around, plus a little bit of the width here, so I don't want that tape to go outside of that. So I'm going to try to keep the flashing tape maybe only about 2.5 to 3 inches off the edging, and if I get a little extra, I'll cut or trim that off. So I'll go ahead and set that in there. Now they were out of the 4-inch, so I had to get 9-inch flashing tape, but that's going to be okay because I'll just use half of it on each of these lengths, and I'll get the same amount out of it. So I'm going to start over here, and I'm going to keep this at about 3.5. This is going to go basically here and here, right there. And this will fold up over. Make sure that I'm level. Amazingly enough, I am. So I'm going to put a couple screws in this. I look good. Five and a half. Okay, so here's the basic window framed in. We're ready to move to some of the other trim, maybe the side windows. So just like the window down on the front, I'm going to use the sealing tape to put around that to help seal everything in and keep this project moving. Alright, so I'm going to start cutting this and to fit and making sure that it's square up there, and I'm going to take these, set them into place, and I should have used a template right off the bat, but this will work for now. So here goes. So as I'm cutting all of these pieces to fit, because of that cut edge, the material comes primed, but I'm going to use some latex, exterior latex paint, and I'm going to re-seal all my cut edges because I'll be caulking and that'll help too, but I just want to give this every chance to get it sealed up and be in good shape. So I'm putting on that lap siding using a 20-volt crown stapler, and I'm using 1.5-inch crown staples for that. And it's working great. Okay, I've been working on the trim around the shop, and now I need to start on the double doors that come into it. Now, one of the things that I've been thinking about here is, I know with weather, you know, you're going to have expansion and contraction. So I want to make sure I make the doors undersized enough that if it swells, it's going to still be able to open the doors and not get them wedged shut. But I don't want to make it too undersized. Okay, so my basic opening here should be 6 feet wide. Yep, it's 6 feet, and it should be 80 inches tall. Yes, it's 80 inches tall. Well, that's a good start. So when I sided the shed, this is the siding that I literally cut out for that doorway, so it matches the grooves with the walls themselves. And because they were kind of pre-cut, I know I'm going to have to trim them down, I went ahead and put a coat of paint on them that I wanted. So that's going to help me out a lot on this. So now I think the first thing I need to do is start with the framing. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to start marking. Now I'm going to want to set, that's 36, and I'm going to cut an inch off. That means 6 foot down to 3 foot, I'm going to cut an inch off. So this is actually going to be a ½ inch under 36. So I'm going to set up a pocket hole drill and pre-drill. Now this is a cheap pocket hole drill. I'll put a link to it in the description below. They're very, very cheap, but it can sure save you a lot of time. Just like that, and then I'm going to do it on both ends of all of these. I'm going to just use some of these as shims on the bottom to try to raise the door up where it belongs. So now I'm going to use some of these. We'll get it going. Okay, I've got this set up to where I'm ready to drill my first drill and mount my first hinge. And this one's pretty important, and I want it to set just about like that. Close. I've got it certain tight here, but as it comes down toward here, there is still a little bit of a gap, and I'm going to pick up on that gap and then set the screw in. I'm going to pick it up just a little bit. And now that should level my door off like so, and now I can put the rest of the hinges on. I think that is going to work fine. I'm going to put a block back here to stop the door on, and that'll be fine. So this is good. This is that's a good start. Well, I got the doors on just in time because it started pouring rain like you wouldn't believe. It's been soggy for the past couple weeks on and off, but it really came down. But I'm really excited because I'm looking around and the roof seems solid. I've got nothing leaking. Everything is doing well. So now I'm going to take the drop-off piece from when I cut out the panel for the window, and I'm going to cut that up and make that into decorative shutters for the sides of the window. Okay, well now it's a rainy day, but I think those actually really help the look of this as well. I got the doors on. I think that turned out pretty good. I think all in all, I'm pretty excited for this, and I think it's going to be a fun shop. It started as a shed, now it's a shop.